So let's do this. Okay, first of all, the black trailer shouldn't end fading to black. Okay, well, fading to red. Well, it can end like that, but they need to add one extra shot. Adam getting really pissed off that Blake has left. What else? Blake needs to say that the real reason she left the White Fang was that she felt that Adam was consuming her. Because, like I've mentioned several times, the whole relationship angle comes out of nowhere, and the whole abusive angle didn't exist, and the whole obsessive angle starts at volume 4. So yeah, Blake needs to like mention the fact that she was dating Adam. Well, okay, I guess you don't need to mention it, but you need to mention the fact that she felt like she couldn't exist without him, and that she was beginning to feel like he was encompassing her. Also, she needs to be actually hiding. If Adam's obsessed with her, you cannot make it like super easy to find him. Show things like her being super, her changing her name, or her being super reluctant to actually compete in the Vital Festival and avoiding cameras at all times. Honestly, saying her name is still Blake it's stretching it in and of itself. Basically, make it so we can believe that she's actually hiding from Adam. Because if he is obsessed with her, there's no reason for him to not hunt her down. What else? You need to decide, does Adam want to kill Blake or does he want her alive? If the whole wishy-washy, he's too wishy-washy about it. And if you're saying that he knows her semblance to save him whenever he tries to kill her, you need to like have him, well, express that in a way beyond being completely emotionless about it like he was in volume 3. Like you need to have him smirk or shake his head derivatively, just something to make us believe he doesn't want her dead. Because if he did want her dead, she would be dead. So yeah, I think that's all you really need to do to make it so no one would really be complaining about volume 6 too hard. Oh yes, right. The Furnace arc. If RWBY is going for a violent rebellion, is not a good angle. If RWBY is going for the angle that violent rebellion is not good, then they need to make it so that the White Fang didn't try to reach their solution peacefully for what, roughly, even if I'm being extremely nice, 30 years and have apparently no headway. Or they need to show that they need to just give up on the whole fauna suppression angle and say it doesn't exist, and that Adam and really and some members of the White Fang in high offices made it up so that they can maintain a grip of power. Of course, to do this, you'd have to you'd have to endure people complaining that the supposed fauna discrimination doesn't exist. But then when you realize the White Fang is a sham, then okay. And if you do want, and honestly, if you do want to keep the White Fang as an organization showing discrimination, you need to show the discrimination. You need to make it so that they haven't been fighting for it peacefully for so long to justify them not being violent about it. You need to, but if you are willing to let them be violent about it, because if you are willing to let them be violent about it, I think you should have kept Sienna Khan. I mean, we can assume that she's a more preferential version of Adam, but in the end, she's just a throwaway character to give Adam the power that I already assumed he did, because, well, Blake running away from the White Fang doesn't make sense if he didn't. So yeah, those are my ideas on how you could make it so no one would be complaining about volume 6's end. Oh yes, right, you also need to establish that Adam isn't one of the best fighters, but is in a more official position. That means he can't actually be going out on missions alone with with a single partner where they could run into actual huntsmen. Sure, you will have less cool fights, but do you want a couple of first years with no first years with no actual training beyond when Beacon fell to fight Adam, or hey, wait a second, or not. But forget it. I have a whole video about Adam's power level coming up later. So, what do you think? Do you think Adam's perfect the way he is? Because you're wrong.